Hi. It is. Give me a second. It is Monday, November. It's Monday. It's Monday. And I'm fall breaking. And I've come down with a case of the sniffles. Since I'm really bored and I don't know what to do, I think we're gonna look up some sniffle cases. The sniffles, like I said, I get the sniffles mostly. Happens to do with my nose, obviously, because I sniffles. Come on. Now, it's also commonly known as either the cold, but I like to call them the sniffles because it has a more interesting name. So, we're just gonna look up the sniffles. Sniffles. Definition. It's currently time to set my yoga mat down because my knees were dying. So we're gonna put my yoga mat down and then we're gonna look up the actual definition of the sniffles. Okay, so the sniffles the sniffles verb, third person, present. Sniff slightly or repeatedly, typically because of a cold or fit of crying. A noun, an act of sniffing because of a cold or crying. Now, there's also the medical term for sniffles. So the medical term for sniffles, a head cold marked by nasal discharge. And then there's like another thing that says usually singular in construction called bull nose. I have no idea what that is. Yeah. But sniffles. So. Oh. There.
Sniffles.
Yeah. So sniffles, a head cold marked by nasal discharge. That is, we're gonna go into the thesaurus now. We're going to the thesaurus. Now, what we have here is samples. There's samples. What does it mean by samples? Whatever. Well, that's today's definition. We will continue. It was just a piece of plastic. So, now that we have looked up the definition of the sniffles, we are now going to go to the sniffles symptoms. So, it also happens to bunnies. Rabbit sniffles. Okay. we're gonna cure all the rabbits from their sniffles right now. So the sniffles information, symptoms, treatments, and resources from www.medhelp.org. They wrote, in the cats community, what? Substance abuse community? Okay, cold and flu. They also have it in dogs? Okay, so it says, this is from somebody about Lost 39. This was in 2008, so this hasn't like been updated. A couple days ago, I decided to change the dust bag and couldn't stop sneezing. As a result, I feel like the sniffles haven't gone completely. I don't want to come down with a cold or chest infection. Anything I can do to prevent anything from getting worse? And then there's related questions, and there are 0 responses. So let's go back to the rabbit sniffle situation. We're going to. It also includes small animals. I wonder what if my hamsters could get the sniffles? New rat sniffles or worse? Question mark. So. Oh my god, somebody's dog died. Let's move on. Okay, there are 3 responses for the rat sniffles, but there's no responses for, like, basically human sniffles. There's something wrong with this community. So, the new rat sniffles, or worse, question mark, by Sir Zelda. It says, so I caved in and adopted 2 feeder rats I played with while volunteering at a reptile sanctuary. They are young, and as I am the primary rat keeper slash breeder, I have no tolerance policy. I'm guessing that was meant to say policy. When I hear one of my rats sneezing. Rats can sneeze? I didn't know that. I wonder. We're gonna go off topic and we're gonna look up what rat sneezes sound like. Moving on, says, when I hear one of my rats sneezing, haven't had any sick rats in months. Anyways, these 2 have sniffles. They make a soft sniff, sniff, sniff sound, or sound when I put them to my ear to listen to their breathing. A week ago, I would hear a few clicks that I assume is sinus congestion. One of them sneezes about 12 times. Oh, there's more. A day. I keep them in a really expensive, pure, white, Carefresh, not the dusty brown stuff, and change it weekly, bi-weekly. I also have them on small amounts of cold FX powder from the capsules. They have remained stable but have not been improving. Their behavior seems normal. They're eating and drinking well. One occasionally has that red stuff in the in parentheses, that red stuff on his nose when he wakes up from a nap. This has been on for a week and a half. It is time to suck it up and take them to the vet, or am I just worrying too much? Wow. Let's look at this response. So this response says, I would check with a vet. My rats didn't develop the red nasal discharge until they were quite old. During their last couple of months of life, your friends are still young. So far, they sound like they're in pretty good health, and a little sniffling sounds don't raise a red flag for me. Mine did that a lot, but the sneezing all day long sounds like some kind of allergy. You may use the best bedding in the world, but if a particular pet is sensitive to it, then you have a problem. As breeder rats, who knows what their genetic background may be. I do hope you find the source of the problem and they'll get better soon. Rats are fantastic pets. Here's from an answer from the same person. It says, that sounds about right. My rats gradually lost some of their hair and lost their appetite and became thinner. They developed a reddish, bloody-looking discharge from their noses, and it became more difficult to keep them interested in food. Then one day, they were simply gone. 2 of my rats developed memory tumors that became quite uncomfortable to the point they could barely walk. I had no idea what effect it had on their internal organs. Those are the only 2 I had to euthanize.